one. So I'm sorry for that. We were not recording this lesson, so I just started the recording. Could you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, for the automation course, does it just like is this like the prerequisite for it, and it
Yes.
starts after, or can we choose to do automation?
No, it's all the same. So basically, how we do this, how other schools do that. So they usually have separate just automation course that
Uh-huh.
takes 6 months, and it includes that course includes manual, JavaScript, or any other coding language, just to prepare you, and then you have automation itself. So it
Okay,
takes 6 months.
got
How
it.
we do that? We just do the same pretty much, but we split it into two courses, two levels. Let me show you all courses. So that's how we did. Let it load. So see, manual key and coding
Mhm.
basics are prerequisites for the estimation.
Okay, got it.
So
And
that's basically, so you can learn this and just stop and just stop.
and then, or you can choose to continue for the
You can
automation.
choose to continue. Yeah,
How long after
three
manuals?
more, three more, three,
No,
three,
how
three.
many weeks after this finishes does the automation start? Like, what's the break in between?
2 weeks.
Okay.
It's all the same. So basically, all those courses they happen in
Mhm.
parallel. So let's say right now we just finished the course for manual QA. Then what happens? The manual people they go to automation, and we take the new group for manual, and they all happen in parallel. So basically, those 3 months there is a automation group and a manual happening parallel. And then again, the automation finished. There is new automation team and new manual QA team, and they again happen in parallel. Not
Okay.
basically.
And another thing, if we want to continue automation like at a later point, can we join
Yeah,
automation after? Like
yeah.
when I
You
start teaching that part of the course again?
you have no. I mean, like if you finished the manual in coding basics, you have all the prerequisites for automation. You
Yeah,
can
like
do it
if I
not right
want
away,
to
but
start
like
like in 6 months, for example, if I want to continue in six
yeah,
months for automation, I can do
you
that,
can.
right?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Mhm.
great. Thank you.
Yes, you while you have prerequisites like manual code and coding basics, yeah, you're good to go. I mean,
Okay,
later,
got
later. So it doesn't have to be like right away. But
it.
the only problem is you cannot join in the middle of the course. You have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
for the start of the next one. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Approximately how long does it take to get a job for manual QA?
It depends. Some people look for the job for a year, and some people find it during the course. So it really depends on many factors. In your case, probably it will be very quick because, for example, I mentioned 1 year. So I had a student. She was like an older woman, and she had a bad English, and she had a really bad soft skills. So I interviewed her. Even I had a position in my company. I interviewed her, and then I just sent her to interview other people, and she didn't pass it. And the reason was because she was, first of all, she was with bad English, and second thing, she was not smiling at all. She was like very serious, and people just they just like didn't like her, but she made it anyways. She continued. Yeah, I told her, you just need to continue, right? Nothing changes. It happened to me. I was looking for my first job for 3 months. I was looking when I moved to the United States. I was looking for my first job here for 4 months. I was thinking, oh man, I have the experience. I have the real experience. And at that time it was like 3 or 4 years already, right? So I had the experience, but I couldn't find a job. What happened, right? I was looking for it for 4 months, but I motivated myself saying that nothing changes. I'm like, I work at the same job, I get the money. The only thing that I do, I just spend some time every night just to send resumes, apply for the jobs, and then sometimes answer the calls. That's basically what I was doing. So nothing changes. Nobody dies. My family is okay. I'm still working. I'm still getting the money. I'm still living. I'm just continue looking for the job. So I just told her, and she found the job as a manual QA remotely for 100K, for $100,000 a year, which is amazing for me in OK. So she found that easily, and she works at that company remotely. And she found that before COVID even, so it was like amazing. Because before COVID, most of the companies, they were working in the offices. Right now, it's kind of like everybody's working remotely, except like big giants like Apple wants to try to bring people back to the offices, and like Facebook as well. But like small companies, like 500 people, like kind of small, but 500 people is a big company, but they like work remotely right now mostly. So before that, she found a job. And I had another case. So when I moved to the United States, I was working on like siding installation, and I had like a boss. He was like also a guy from Ukraine, and I came and I said, Ivan, I'm going to like work here, but I will be looking for the job in IT because I'm an IT guy. I used to work in IT in Ukraine. So he said, oh no, I didn't believe that. I have so many friends. They took some courses. They didn't find the job. I said, man, I'm an example, a real example. I took the course. I found the job in Ukraine, not here, not even in Silicon Valley, back in Ukraine, in small city. So it's all possible. You're not right. So he was really saying that, no, I don't believe you. We'll see. Like, okay, so I found the job. I started doing the courses, and he came for me as a student. And he found the job. In his case, he was looking for the job, and he was like the best student in the group. So he knew everything. He was really good, and he was looking for the job. I was giving him references. People were calling me. I was telling how good he is, and he was not finding the job. What happened? I said, Ivan, what the heck is happening? And he said, I'm looking for lead position. I'm not interested in a usual regular position. So he was just looking for lead positions, and he actually found the one. So it maybe took him like 8 months, but he found eventually lead position after the courses. So it really depends on your situation, on your soft skills, on your English, and etc. So and the position you're looking for. Because some people say, okay, I want to start with junior. I said, no, don't start with junior. You are not junior level after this course. You're like medium to senior level. You have to look for those positions. So it really depends how people are motivated, how they want to find a job. So it really depends. In your case, if like I hear how easily you communicate with me, how easily you ask questions, because often people are shy. I ask them, hey, do you have any questions? And they just stay silent. And I have to like push them, hey, Tanya, do you have any questions? So like, specifically ask you. And then they have to actually ask something. So different personalities, different people. Like in your case, you're open, you easily communicate. I think it will be pretty quick. And again, we have 3 requirements. Come to lessons, ask questions like you do right now until you get full understanding of what you're learning today, and complete the homework. That's it. If you do those 3 things, 100%. Because the problem I have, again, let me share you the screen. Kind of very great group. This is the one. Oh, did I close it? So very great group. Perfect attendance. Perfect completion of the homeworks. But by the end, see, blank, 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 blank. Something happened. So this should not be happening. Should be like just be a full completed list, right? So this is really also depends. There you have to come to lessons, not skip them, right? You have to complete the homeworks if there are homeworks. So this is you can see the picture, like the 2 months, perfect, like perfect. Every single lesson, every single homework is completed. But then by the end, when the most interesting part is happening, so this part is mock interviews. Mock interviews, I said, okay, I will be conducting them. I'm your teacher. I conduct the mock interviews. There's nothing to be afraid of. You just need to, come and talk to me. And you have examples, because some people, they get the mock interviews, everybody see, because we did do this during the lesson, right? So I interview person, and everybody stay and listen and see how I interview, how that person is answering. Then I provide my feedback. So now you kind of like have better understanding what you need to do. Then I interview another person. That person already knows what happened with the previous one, so they get better. And then people start shying and trying to find excuses. Oh, I know, I have a headache today, I cannot join, because it's their turn to have a mock interview today. So they like find a lot of excuses to not come. That's basically what happens, So it really depends. But if you come to lessons, if you complete the homeworks, believe me, 100%, easily you find a job, because there is lack of good professionals. The problem I have even right now, we interview candidates, and kind of like we start talking to them, we see their resume, they like look great, but once we start talking, start asking questions, give them some technical task, they just fail. So it's so weird. Why is that, so we have a problem right now on the market with the good candidates. If you just took the course, complete all the lessons, you become a good candidate, so companies will want to hire you. Good. That's it. Any other question?
Yeah,
I have
Oh.
one more. Okay, Ira, go.
Go ahead.
I have a question about. I know there's some jobs that require you, or like wouldn't say require, but they ask for like a project portfolio of the projects that we're gonna be doing. It's like, or do manual testing jobs ask for something like that, like to
No.
see a project portfolio, or no?
No, but your resume, you can say that your resume is like a project portfolio, because your resume will actually describe all your projects that you have,
Oh, okay.
and your things that you did on that project. So basically it's your resume is like your portfolio, because it will actually describe what companies, what projects you worked on, and what you did there. Basically you describe, I did this, this, and this, and this, right? So that's your responsibilities in that project. So that's how it works. So basically you can kind of like, so there is no like specific requirement,
Mm-hmm.
no job, on automation job, or on even front-end jobs like for portfolio. No, you have the resume. People ask you specific questions to understand if you have understanding of what you did, and if you understand the processes. If the answer is yes, you understand them, that's it. That's all they need.
Okay.
You need to understand one thing: people don't want to reject you. They want to hire you, and they will be helping you during the interview. If I interview people, I try to help them, because I need to hire. I need to find replacements for those open positions that we have. We need to find people for them and help us to do the job, right? So I want to hire people. I want. But if they fail completely, I don't want those demotivated people that just want to get the salary and do nothing. No, I want motivated people that will do the job. So if you just show motivation, and you show that you are just proactive, independent, that's it. People will hire you.
Okay.
People buy emotionally. So during the interview, people will buy emotionally. If they just like you, even if you don't answer some questions, they will still find an excuse saying that, okay, this is a general nice person to work with. That's the most important thing. I think that this is a good person to work with. So we take the responsibility for, let's say I have SQL and you don't know SQL. I will still hire you if I like you, if I think that you understand concepts in general, and you are just a nice person. You were friendly during the interview, smiling, joking, relaxed. I will hire you, because SQL is, you will learn it in a week. That's not a problem. So you don't have to. So sometimes people are afraid of, okay, they have on the job description, they have SQL, they have, I don't know, AWS. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to apply. No, you still apply. So my suggestion, for example, you apply for all the jobs. For all the jobs that you see, you apply for them. If people see your resume and they see your skills and they think, oh, not enough skills, they will just reject you. They will not call you, and you lose nothing. Nothing happens, right? They will see your resume and they will see your experience, your skills, and that you're missing SQL and the AWS. But if they think that that's not important, and with your skills, with your experience, you're still good for this position, they will invite you. So the fact that you applied for this position and they invite you to the interview means they're already ready to hire you. That's
Yeah,
how.
I actually heard of that a lot. That like there's a few of my friends that have gotten jobs that way. They're like missing a couple of things here and there, but they still got interviewed, and because they liked them so much, they're just like, "Hey, we're like willing to train you. Like it's okay if
Yeah.
you don't know this."
Absolutely. So you don't have to be ideal 100% match with that job description. If it's like a manual job but has a lot of like things that you never heard about, it's still okay. You just still apply, because what people need from you is just a general understanding of manual QA processes, how it's done. If you learn that during the course because you work on the project, so basically you just have a project experience for 3 months, and you just say that you had that for 3 years. And the reason why we can do this, because 3 months and 3 years, they look the same. You still work in 2-week cycles. So person who works on the project for 5 years still do the same 2-week cycles, but for 5 years. If you do 2-week cycles for 3 months, you basically do the same, right? The only difference is that person had more cycles than you, but the cycles are the same. They all the same. You work on the requirements, you create test cases, you test, you create bug reports, you run regression at the end, you participate in all the meetings that you have, and that's your job. You start another sprint, another cycle, and again, 2 weeks, same thing. 2 weeks, same thing. That's how my first job looked like. In 1 year, I realized that I do exactly the same thing, like people who work there for 7 years. So no difference, same thing. Every 2 weeks we do the same thing. So then I left and found another job because I realized that I'm not growing. So people for 7 years doing just the same. So that's how you can easily learn what happens in the company just in 3 months, because the processes are the same, all the same. You just do those cycles, 2-week cycles, same thing. What I was talking about, I just lost the main topic of what I was trying to explain. What was your question? Can you please repeat? Guide me back to the main line.
I kind of got lost a little bit too.
Okay. So
I was asking about portfolios, like for
portfolio is not needed. That was
Yeah.
the previous one. This one was about that people are not matching the position 100%. Till they're fired. Yes, that's basically how it works, because you just need to understand the basic concepts of how manual key works. And different companies use different tools. First of all, you can work in Azure DevOps. Other companies will be using Jira and Git, AWS, or something else, right? So they use different technologies, and the reason is because there are competition in the market, right? Those tools, they have competition. There's Amazon Web Services, there is Azure DevOps, there is something from HP, something from Apple. They compete to each other. So some companies use this, some companies use this, and it's okay. Nobody cares about that. So for development, for automation, for manual, all the same. So you can work in one company with one tools, then you move to another company. You still do front-end development or test automation, but they use different tools. So nobody will reject you based on that, because that's usual thing. It's not only for you, it's for everybody. All front-end developers, they know, okay, I switched like couple jobs and all they had different tools, right? So that's normal. When you join a new company, they have new tools to learn. That's okay. So nobody will be rejecting you based on that. So that's probably the main misconception about how you apply for jobs, because people sometimes afraid of applying for the job if there is something they didn't know. It's very bad, because you still apply. And if they call you after reviewing your resume, that means they are already ready to hire you based on your resume, based on your skills. That means you don't need to know that thing that you don't know. You just tell them what you know, and that's it. My current job that I got, actually, it was a very interesting story, that actually I applied for it like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I applied for the position. And then what happened, they rejected me. They liked me, but not rejected. They just found a better candidate with more experience than me. So they found that guy, and he started working there. But then, once there a new position opened, they reached out to me again, saying that, okay, man, we have a position for you. We have open position of data QA analyst. Have you ever worked with data? I just talked to them. Never, guys. They asked me a couple of questions about specific things and tools. I said, no, never. I never worked with that, to be honest. But really, if you really need somebody to do this job and there is no other candidate, then yeah, just you can come to me. I will just learn it and we'll do it. So they found another guy for that position, But then they reach out to me again in 2 weeks saying that, okay, man, we have a new position for you. It's a lead engineer. You'll be leading a team of like 5 people. No interviews required. Company already knows you because you were interviewed by like so many people already. So just, here's the offer, just sign it. That's it. So that's, if they like you, believe me, they will reach out to you again. Once the new position opens, they will reach out to you again. And that's an example. When you go to the interview, you know nothing. You answer, no, I never worked with those tools, but they still hire you because they like you as a personality, your responsibility, your motivation, your personality, then they hire you. Because again, people buy emotionally. We're all humans. We talk to each other, and we right away we feel if we like to work with that person. So that's how it works. If you just go to the interview, you're natural, you're smiling, you're open, you ask questions, you're not shying, they will hire you. Even if you completely fail, you don't know the answer for the questions, you never worked with those, just be honest with them. Don't try to answer those questions if you don't have the answers for it. Just be honest, never worked with that. That's how professionals do. Because professionals, they understand. Every time you join a new company, there is something new you learn, some tools that you never worked with. So professionals, they know that, and they feel comfortable with saying, no, never worked with that. Guys, here's my experience. I worked with that, and that. Unfortunately, never worked with this. So it's up to you if you still hire me or not. So that's how professionals deal. Not professionals like students. That's how you can easily find the students. Students, they try to answer every question. It's not the way you find the job. The way you find the job, you just, you go and honestly tell them what you know, what you don't know. Because what you will learn on the project, that's a real story. That's your real experience. And you just tell them, this is my project that I was working on. We were using this, and this. And our processes will looked like this and this. Unfortunately, I never worked with that. Yeah. Okay. And that's how you answer the questions, and they hire you because you have experience, you have confidence in yourself, and you have motivation, you smile, you're a nice person, you get a job. So even if you fail, it doesn't mean that you don't get a job. My example is just one of the examples for you. Okay. Any other questions?
I was going to ask, let's say you get 2 job offers, right? And would you recommend against like taking both jobs? Because I know a girl who's working as a manual QA at 2 places.
Yeah, it's basically up to you. Usually people don't get 2 offers right away. Like, it works like that. So usually when people find the first job and they get 2 offers, they don't take both jobs, they take one. They like the best. Then they try, they work there, and they kind of like feel when they can have workload. Because usually to start, it's very again stressing to start because new things to learn. So the first period, like first month, maybe first month is stressful because you need to learn a lot and you need to spend more time. You have to work hard to like get used to the job. Then you realize in 2 months that, let's say, it takes for you like maybe 6 hours or 5 hours to do the job, right? And that's basically how it works. And then you think, okay, maybe I need to take another one. So you start looking for a new job, and then you get the second one after you like get used to your existing one. So that's basically how. And is it possible to work on 2 jobs? Yeah, a lot of people right now remotely work on 2 jobs because previously you had to go to the office, so there is no way you work on 2 jobs. Right now, with a lot of people working remotely, yes, people sometimes work on 5 jobs, like testing out the approach. So I saw a Reddit thread that started by a developer that took 5 jobs in parallel, and he was able to work for a couple months, and if he worked on those jobs for a year, his salary would be like $1,200,000. So that's basically was so great. And he was saying that I'm still able to play video games and relax and sleep during the day, so I'm not like super overwhelmed. So yeah, so sometimes it's getting crazy. I knew people my personal people, my students, who took actually 3 jobs in parallel. So there was like a couple. So she was working on 2 jobs and he was working on 3 jobs. So like they both work on 5 jobs. So yeah, crazy sometimes. But
That's
usually,
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really a lot of work.
you know, some it depends on your lifestyle, right? If you're single, you can easily take 3 jobs and do them like maybe in 9 hours, like 3 hours each, easily. If you get used to the job, you can easily work 3 hours on one, 3 hours on the second, 3 hours on the next one. In 9 hours, do three jobs easily. If you have family, of course, you need to spend time with them. Kids at home, they can bother you. So sometimes even one job is enough, because you work there for 4 hours, and 4 hours basically you get disrupted by kids. Especially right now, you work from home. You can leave your workplace. You can go to the kitchen, you can have a snack, you can go play with kids, you can solve some problems, you can quickly go to the post office, to the store, whatever. You just put the message in the chat, hey guys, I will be missing for 30 minutes, and you just leave. I have a doctor appointment, I will be out for 2 hours, and you just leave, right? Nobody checks that, because people just want you to do the job. If you completed your tasks, you're good. Nobody's going to check how many hours you work today.
Okay, yeah,
The
that's
jobs has
actually what I wanted. That was another thing that I actually wanted to ask about. Like, I think you've answered that already.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so nobody cares. People care about just the job to be done. So they don't care about how many hours you work. So that's basically my schedule is open. See, I'm traveling. I traveled the entire day today. I was working from the airport. I was working in the morning. I was working, if I have the Wi-Fi on the plane, I work from the plane. Just if I'm out for like an hour because I'm landing, I had to get out from the plane. I had to sit and find the internet. So it takes me an hour and I'm out for an hour. It's okay, because usually I have an appointment, I leave for 2 hours. I have to, go and pick up my kid from the school. I leave for 40 minutes, an hour as well. Nobody cares. If the job is done, you're good. Any other questions? Okay, and just to continue while you're
Yeah.
thinking. So, sometimes, so I have an example. One friend of mine, he actually found the second job recently. So, and the interview he was actually having, they just told him, man, like our company is like a chill, nobody's like working hard, so don't care about that. So that was ideal second job, because everybody's on chill, nobody's working hard, and he's able to take this one as a second job, and get more money, like 2 salaries. It's good. You can make like 150 on one job, 150 on second job. You get 300K a year, because you have 2 jobs, and the second one is just chill, nobody cares, nobody rushes, nobody working hard. Ideal job. So actually, you can find one job, and the second job you just explore the market for your ideal one. If you feel that it's hard job, you don't take it, you reject the job offer. If you feel that, oh, this is easy job, you take it, you get a second job, and you get 2 salaries. Yeah, that's how it works right now. Just don't be caught, so they caught you and fire you from one of them. But that's still okay. If they fire you from one, you still get the second one, so that's not a problem.
Yeah, I actually saw this girl on TikTok that said that she had 2 jobs, and at one of them, she didn't do anything for like a year, and they didn't realize, like, she never even clocked in up until they did like their annual reviews, and they realized that she hadn't done any work, so they just let her go. But she was like, "It's fine because I have a second job that I was actually working in."
No.
So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and in especially in states like New York or California, employee is on the first place. It's always like more important than the employer. So you are so defended. It's very hard to actually fire employee. It's very hard. It has to. So you can fire contractors. That's why many companies, they try to hire people as contractor first, because easier to let people go. Just contract ended and that's it. If you need to extend contract, you just keep extending that contract. Some people like to work on the contract on 1099 because they like, in that case, they like self-employed, and they offer their their services to the company, and they can deduct cars, computers, everything they bought like for work. They can deduct that um, from taxes. So some people like working as a contractors even more because they can get more. Usually on the contract you get more. You don't have benefits, but you get more, and you can deduct a lot of things. Some people like to work as employees on W-2 more because you get benefits, medicine, medical coverage. You get 401k and etc. So it really depends what you like more. But the companies, they try to actually those layoffs, all of that. That's because companies, they try to hire a lot of contractors, and they can let them go at any point of time. For employees, it's harder. It really has to be a really big reason to fire employee. So I used to be a manager on my previous job, and we had a couple less performing employees, and believe me, it's so hard to fire them and find reasons. So my manager, my like boss, manager of managers, wanted to fire a couple people, and he was really hard looking for some reasons to do that, because it's really hard to hire employee in such states like California or New York. So like employees are super defended, and that's why like you don't care. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, just about like all the general layoffs that have been happening recently in tech.
Yeah.
Going on with that.
Yeah. For the layoffs, it's okay. It used to be in the past. It's happening now. It just, companies, like you said, realized that that some people are doing nothing, especially in companies like Google, Apple. Believe me, the company I worked right now at, like 500 people. People are performing. People are working hard. The people are amazing. This is the best company so far I worked for. There used to be a company in Ukraine. It's actually an American company, but they had offices in Ukraine that used to work in. That was a great company as well. But since I left Ukraine like 6 years ago, I had to leave that company, right? So this is the best company so far as well. When I used to work at Apple, this is a big company, a lot of people getting hired, doing nothing, getting salary, and then trying to get less work done but get the salary still. So that's like the pain of the big companies. So sometimes they just realize, and they just fire the entire department because they realize that they just burn budget but do nothing. They don't produce anything. So really, I would say at Apple, when I was working there, like 20% of people were doing 80% of job, and the rest 80% of people were doing just 20% of job. So that's how it works in big companies, and that's why they do layoffs. But again, the most of the candidates I interview right now, they just we had a layoff, just looking for a new job, and we hired them. So basically, I don't know people who had big problems with that, who actually became homeless or something like that. People just, okay, fired, go to the market, find a job. Okay, that's actually a good point, because I still didn't show you the LinkedIn. So let me share my screen and show you LinkedIn, because here's the main thing: layoffs, a lot of things. You go to jobs section, you go to LinkedIn jobs. This is where I look for the jobs, and that's why I recommend people to look for the jobs. Let's say manual 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 QA tester. Let's look for something like that. 28,000. But if we will do something, it's all of them available. Let's date posted past week. So we will just take 1 week. 1 week in the United States, 14,000 jobs posted. Okay, not all of them are manual, and not all of them like middle level. See, sometimes it's a lead. Sometimes, like, I don't know how accountant got here, but sometimes, right? But still, you just scroll and you find A lot of jobs there for manual QA. So a year ago, this number was 2,000. So if you look for the same thing, you do the same thing year ago, manual QA tester, past week, 1 week, you get like 1,000, 2,000. Before COVID, was not possible. It's not possible because you basically were looking for the job in your city. In your city, it can be like, it depends on the city, of course, because for example, if you were in Bay Area, in Silicon Valley, there is a lot of jobs, like 1,000 jobs. If you like in cities like Charlotte, Atlanta or something like that, you may have like 10, 20 jobs. 10, 20 jobs. That's all you have. And you apply for them, you fail, you wait for the next ones to open. You didn't have the opportunity, or you move. Sometimes you're ready to move. For example, in my case, I used to live in Sacramento, but I found the job in Silicon Valley at Apple, and I moved to Silicon Valley. So that's how, if you're ready to move, you can look for other places as well. But right now, you work remotely. You can work from New York for the company in California. That's why most of my colleagues do. They from all around the United States, but the company is located in California, in Orange County, near Los Angeles. And because those jobs are remote. So this is very, very good situation for those who are looking for the job, because it's a lot of jobs. And believe me, you won't be able to apply for so many jobs. So the best case so far, I had a student who applied for 1,000 jobs per week. But it's crazy. It's like more than 100 jobs per day. It's like 120 per day jobs. It's really hard. It's like a second full-time work applying for the jobs. 120 jobs per day. It's crazy. So that's the best. That's the best result. Usually people apply for 100 jobs per week. So 1,000. Let's say even you do 1,000. Next week you will get another 14,000 next week. So you can even cover all of them. You cannot even apply for all of them. So that's how many jobs on the market. So is it easy to find a job? Yes, because you need to find one out of 14,000. So it's only matter of you really spending time for like reading them, seeing what works the best for you, and applying. See, manual tester, QA tester, easy. Apply. Oh, this is on site. You just skip it. So you just basically go through the list, and you need to apply maybe 100 position a day, which is very hard. Maybe more realistically, like 30 jobs per day. It's more realistic. So you just need to find 30 jobs from this list and apply for them in one day. Then next day, you apply for 30 more jobs. And that's what you do. And you just do that daily. And not all of them will have your response. Some of them will not call you. They will just be silent, but you keep applying. You keep that consistent. You apply every single day. And then some people from 2 weeks back, from the job 2 weeks back, start calling you. Today, you answer the questions, you schedule the interview. Then people from 2 weeks, tomorrow from 2 weeks back, start calling you. So that's why you keep consistent. You apply every day, and people keep calling you. You keep getting calls, right? You just need 1-2 calls per day. That's it. You're not going to have 10 interviews per day. You just need 1 interview per day. That's enough, right, for you to get a job, because you cannot just spend the entire day going to the interviews, right? And so you can have maybe 2 or 3 is a maximum. If you don't work, like you sit at home, then you can have like 3 interviews. But if you work in person, 1 interview, 2 maximum that you can have. That's all you have. That you can do. So that's basically how it works. It's a lot of jobs. And even despite layoffs, you can see how many jobs. And a year ago, it was like just 2,000 a week. This year, it's crazy. And it's a bit less than it was a month ago. Month ago, this number was like 20,000, 25. Right now, it's a bit less. But I mean, like, it's still a lot. You're not able to apply for so many positions. You are not. It's crazy. Of course, not all of them. Let's say maybe like 10,000 of them are really manual QA positions, but it's still a lot. You're not able to apply for all of them, because remember, next week there will be like so many more, right? So that's basically the market right now. It's easy. But again, for manual, there is a lot of competition. A lot of people get layoffs, especially manual testers. At Facebook, some big companies, there were a lot of manual testers that did nothing. They just, sit there, had a salary and did nothing. That's why they were laid off. And right now they're applying for those positions. So more level you have, more skills you have, less competition is there. So for automation, there is less competition. It's easier to find a job. I have really great students, and they looking for the job right now, and they're saying like, okay, kind of like there's a market is dead right now, and nobody's calling for manual and etc. And the students are good. Actually, they got a job. They had a job already. They actually either contract was ended or they were laid off. They're looking for the second job, and they say just market is dead for manual right now. So I apply, but I get rare calls for manual. So that's why I suggest everybody take automation. If you took the first level and you like feel, oh man, if you took the first level 3 months, you can stop and just continue looking for the manual positions. It's okay. But you can take the second level and continue looking for manual, because once you end automation, then you look for automation. But all of this time you continue applying for manual, and you can find the job over here. Sometimes you find the job over here doing manual. Once you have resume, once you have LinkedIn, you start applying. We do mock interviews the last month, but you apply during that time. So if you get a job sometimes here, you get a job. So we had actually student, you can find her she posts some funny things over here, Elvira. She graduated maybe like 2 courses back or so. She found the job as lead, not like regular manual, not junior guys. Forget about junior positions. It's not for you. After the course, you have to at least look for middle positions, better senior. Some people find leads. Remember that my boss from siting, he was looking for senior for a lead position. He found it. Elvira was not looking specifically for lead, but she was offered the lead position after the interview. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for some serious jobs after the course, because really our course is very, very good. The course is very good. So after the course, you have to apply for some middle positions or senior positions, or sometimes if you just, it depends on really your skills. If people understand that you're responsible and you kind of like can deal with people, they can offer you a lead position. It's up to them, but that's based on your skills, right? If you have those skills to work with people, kind of like, and be responsible for something, because the only thing that lead has is responsibility. That's how usually people decide to make somebody a lead, somebody who is responsible, because the person will make the job done and make those people that he's leading or she's leading to do the job, right? So that's basically about leads. They have responsibility. So if people feel that you have responsibility, you're responsible, they make you a lead. So that's basically how it works. A lot of jobs on the market, a lot of jobs, everything is remote. So just you can imagine yourself right now and somebody 2 years or 3 years ago, before COVID, they were limited by 10 positions in their city, 20 positions in their city. And that's it. That's all they have. 20 positions, not every week, like in a month or maybe 2 months, because new positions one position appear next week, 2 more positions next week. So it's kind of like was super slow and you were limited. Right now we have 1,000 positions. So if you compare yourself to a person like 2 years ago, it's just incomparable. It's just not comparable at all. And people were looking for jobs and finding jobs at that time. So nothing limits you. Sky is the limit right now. Nothing. You just have to do that. You just have to take your will and just do that. That's how it works right now. You just find a job, and sometimes you find 2 jobs, right? Most of people right now are not limited by 1 job. They want 2 jobs. So there is no even question for 1 job. There is a question whether I want to have 2 or 3 jobs. That's the question right now in these days. Okay. Any other questions? I basically covered everything what I wanted. I covered the job market. I covered the market right now. What the general questions of sometimes people ask, is the manual okay? Everybody wants automation. Are there manual positions? I believe if I look for automation, test automation, test automation engineer. Let's see how many jobs are there. Past week. Oh yeah, more. Yeah, more. 33, twice more automation. That's maybe another reason. More demand for automation, less people, less competition, less people know automation, and more jobs, as you can see, right? More jobs because there is less people. It's really extremely hard right now to find automation engineer.
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, really? Let me just show you again. So basically, test automation has twice more jobs in past week. 33,000 jobs. It's crazy, crazy. Again, some of them, as you can see, some other, but automation lead, QA lead, engineer, lead test automation engineer, test automation, yeah, everything test automation. So basically, that's what you're looking for. 33,000. Not all of them, as you can see, but I mean, like, just if we just compare numbers, twice more jobs and many times more people, less people in automation, because less people apply, less competition. Here, if you apply for a position, you show some knowledge and you're a good person to work with, you get the job, because demand is so high for automation. We are not able to find good people right now. We're looking for good people, we are not able to find. Okay, that's the case. Basically, that's how it works. I covered everything. The demand is so high, and just basically, just even logically, if you compare yourself to people 3 years ago, it's so much easier to find a job right now. Just go apply, and etc. Yeah, that's basically.
What about like applying on Indeed as well, and
Yeah,
like Glassdoor and all these like job sites?
yeah, you can apply everywhere. The best way also, sometimes you look for this company, you look for them, sometimes they have a website. It's better to apply on their website. So basically, it really depends. I would rather not apply through LinkedIn. I would rather apply through their website. So that's what some students do as well. They actually see this company, US Bank, they go to their website, US Bank, then they go to careers usually. Let's try to find it. So it's usually better to apply for positions on the website. Careers, over here, careers. Then what we have? Careers, job title. QA. Do we have some QA jobs? IT auditor. Oh, man, come on. Why it's not job category, banking, digital manager, right? But it's so weird. So what is the position here? What is the position? What was the position here? It was a US bank software engineer. Okay, that test automation. Let me say test automation. Let's see if they have something. Job category, technology, digital. Yeah, a lot of things. And this is where is the best place to apply. You apply directly on the website. As you can see, a lot of locations here. Yeah. So that's basically the best way. You can still apply on as many websites as you want. I just like LinkedIn because it's simple. All the companies, they have profiles here. There's easy apply usually, so you just use your LinkedIn as a resume. You don't have to like attach the resume and fill all the other forms. You already have everything pre-filled. That's why I like this. But you can use Indeed, you can use Glassdoor. I usually use Glassdoor just to check salaries in the companies. And this, you just on Glassdoor, you check if you go to the interview, you prepare yourself, you check salary ranges on that website on Glassdoor in that company, so you kind of know what you expect for, what to ask for in terms of salary. Yeah, but in general, it's just IT is booming. In general, you need to understand IT is booming, but because just compare yourself like 5 years ago and now, your life. You use way more technologies in your car. Your car has changed. It has all the interactive things. It's not like those manual things. Every car has a screen. You have all those applications, and all of those applications, they created by developers and tested by testers. All of them. Your phone, games, all the financial applications, everything you have on your phone, everything, every single application. If it's from Apple, of course, it's by Apple, but everything you install from App Store, like independent companies, they develop some applications. Like, for example, you have a Facebook. Facebook is, developed by developers and tested by testers. You have Instagram, you have Team Snap, you have, for example, I have Google Home, right? I have some, whatever. What else I have? I have Team Snap, where I use communication with my soccer players, and I have two of those applications. Team Reach for one soccer team I play and Team Snap in another team I play with. So I have two applications for just playing soccer, right? So all of those, they developed by some companies. Sometimes it's a small company, like 20 people. Sometimes it's 500 people. Sometimes it's like Facebook with 10,000s, 100,000s of people, right? So, and all of that is developed by somebody and tested by somebody. Same in your car, your refrigerator, your smart TV, everything. Everything is developed by somebody, tested by somebody. And it's even getting more and more, right? We live in digital age right now, and all of that is developed and tested by IT guys, right? And you just become part of that. So it's booming, and that's why we have these numbers, because we need those people. We develop, we build more companies, we open more companies, we build more products. We just wouldn't have people to do that. That's why you have 33,000 positions open, because we need people to do that, and we don't have people, we don't have professionals. Sometimes people ask if manual QA is still good because everybody wants automation. Manual QA is still good, and the reason is very simple. You develop applications for people. So the main thing that you can do is test manually, like a real user, right? That's always can be done. Of course, people want automation, but it doesn't mean that you will be doing only automation, because we all are automation testers, but we're still doing a lot of manual testing. It doesn't mean that you don't do manual. People just want engineers with knowledge in automation, but they still will be doing job manual, because you still have to test like a user. Because we develop those applications not for programs, not for scripts. We develop them for people. So the best test is always done by a real person. Always. Automation is good for when you want to run a lot of tests in short period of time and repeatable tests. But once you need to test somebody really in details, deeply, you test that manual. You cannot test that in automation. Automation is not, cannot do anything. Automation is doing some testing, something that you can do and quickly. So automation has its own purpose. But when you test a new functionality that is getting developed, you do that manual, because this is the real testing, like a person. You test like a person, like a real user, because this application is developed by humans for humans, right? And you need to test it as a real user. So there still will be manual testing, even if you're an automation engineer. That's it. Sometimes, as you can see, there is a pure manual positions. Some other companies, they want you to know automation as well, but you will be still doing manual and automation. Like whenever it makes sense, you do manual testing. Whenever it makes sense to do automation, you will be doing automation. So that's how it works. So that's why you have more automation, but it's not pure automation. It means it requires automation knowledge, but you will be still doing manual testing, because manual is still there, and it will be there. Maybe in the future, like in the far future, when we develop applications for terminators and for robots, then maybe we will be not the best people to do that, because it will be developed for robots. But until it's developed for people, manual testing will be there, because this is the best testing done by people, right? For people. Okay, that's how it works. Any other questions?
Yeah, I actually have a question regarding like salaries. Um, I don't know if there's any other states that do this, but in New York, for example, companies are now required to post like a salary range.
Mhm.
So I know sometimes they'll ask you like, oh, what's like your desired salary or things like that, or like do you go over about how to kind of like talk about salary ranges during an interview, or like what if they do like what if they give you like a really kind of like lowball offer? Do you still recommend asking for like another salary, or do you just recommend trying at another position?
So first of all, the best way to actually talk about salary, you go to Glassdoor before the interview, right? Before you have the interview, because usually the first interview either with recruiter and he will ask you about the salary, or with the HR and they will ask you about the salary as well. The next technical interviews, people will not ask you about salary, they will just ask you about technical skills, your experience, etc. So when you prepare for the interview, for the first very interview with the recruiter or HR, when they will ask you about the salary, then you just prepare yourself. You go to that company on Glassdoor and check the range for salaries for the same positions you're applying for. Let's say you apply for a position called QA analyst. So you go to Glassdoor, you look for the company, and you look for a position QA analyst and see the range. And then you know exactly what to ask for. That's one thing. Second thing, let's say you ask for that salary, but they gave you less that you expected. I would say you still take the job. You still take the job, but you continue looking. You continue same day. You continue applying for positions. You never stop. So if you have, even if you have the interview, you still don't stop, because this is one mistake that people do. Once they have the first interview, they just stop applying for everything else, and then they fail, and they have a gap in like 2 weeks. No applications, nobody calling them. So you want to avoid that. You continue applying. If you got the ideal offer, then you stop. And you believe me, you still get offers for that, because what usually happens, you got a couple interviews in parallel, you got the job offer in one company, you just started working, and the second company sends you the job offer right away, better. And you just, okay, what I'm doing right now? Do I continue working here or just leave? I just started my first day. What I do? Do I leave and just take that offer? And usually answer up to you, but you have to leave. Like, you have to go to the best, take the best offer. So that's what happens. So that happened to me one time when I got the job at Apple. There was another job offer that I got, so I had to come to work on Monday, 9 a.m. So I called them 8:30 and said, "I'm sorry, guys, I got another offer. I'm not coming. Sorry for that. It was nice talking to you. I'm glad for this opportunity, but I'm sorry, I took another offer, and I think this is best opportunity for me. I'm leaving. So I will not come today." That's it. This is how simple it is. Nobody will tell you anything.
Wow. Okay.
So you take the best one. If you don't have anything, you take this one, and you continue looking for the job, and you just get another one in 2 weeks, and you leave. If they don't treat you well, they don't give you enough salary, you leave. You don't. If they don't think about you, you don't think about them. You don't feel bad, because they don't feel bad about giving you low salary. You don't feel bad about leaving them. So that's how it works. Nobody will tell you anything. You just take best that you have. If some other company treats you better, loves you better, and gives you a higher salary, you go to that company, because the company loves you better, and you will love it better as well.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, guys, couple more questions. 5 more minutes. Okay, no questions. Anyways, chat is still there. What I want you is actually to complete the homeworks. So get the discount for the first month for the main course, if you're interested, of course. I wish you good luck in your job search, in your education, future education, your careers. It was nice talking to you, nice working with you on this small free course. It's all for you. I hope I was able to actually answer all your questions, and now you have confidence that IT is something for you. That was the main goal of this course, to actually give you understanding that IT is something that is booming. And if you really like this, and if you really understand it, if you really feel that this is something you can do, yeah, go for it. This is something that is booming right now. This is where we need people. We need smart people. We need more people here. We need good people here to make world better place. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Very
Thank you
helpful.
so much.
No
Yeah.
problem, guys. Yeah, remember, chat is there. If you have any remaining questions, you can ask at any point of time. Chat is there. We never remove people from Slack. So whoever joins our Slack, they can remain there forever and, can participate in conversations, ask questions, whatever. So Slack is there. You can remain there as long as you want.
Will you be the one teaching the QA courses?
Yeah, I'm the QA teacher.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
And then
Okay.
Stan is also going to remain for JavaScript. Right?
Yes, 10 is JavaScript, Sergey is automation. That's exactly why we had specific lessons for you during the free course.
Okay.
We do those things. Yeah, we're the ones who do those things.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
awesome.
And so,
Thank you.
what's the date of starting the course? It's like
May,
2 weeks.
in 2 weeks. May 8th is the first day.
May 8th. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so basically it's two lessons per week for QA, 2 lessons per week for JavaScript. So it's 4 lessons a week, Monday till Thursday.
And
Okay, what
time?
time?
What time?
Same?
Same 7 p.m. California, so it's 10 Eastern.
Okay, so again, what days? Like
Monday
till Friday.
Monday QA, Tuesday JavaScript, Wednesday QA, Thursday JavaScript. 4 days.
okay, until
Friday,
Thursday.
Saturday, Sunday you don't have, but you spend some time for homeworks and etc.
Yeah. Okay.
So you said it starts May 8th because I thought it was May 1st.
It used to be May 1st, but we moved it so you have more time to prepare.
Oh, okay, got it. Thank you.
No problem.
So it's like separate. So it's like separate courses, right? Not like what we are practicing right now.
They do in parallel, like we did here, right? One day is QA, second day is JavaScript. So you learn them in parallel. I mean, QA and JavaScript. And automation is the next level. It's 3 more months after that, if you're just interested in automation.
Sure. Are you gonna have it like in the future too, like in a couple, like maybe end of summer? Because right now May, it's gonna be for me tough to have different course. So my plan to have end of summer.
Automation, or what do you want?
Automation, yeah.
So automation takes 6 months. You need
6
to
months.
learn QA, manual QA, and JavaScript. 3 months. And then you need to learn 3 months more automation. An automation course is you're not learning JavaScript anymore. You just use your JavaScript knowledge to learn specifically automation framework and work on automation project. That's how it works.
Gotcha.
So
Thank
our like courses, they like project based.
Mhm.
Actually learn something, really being on the project, creating code, testing something, creating pull requests, like regular project. Like you can imagine, like you work but you don't get salary. You
Like
even pay for the work.
internship, yeah. May I ask you about the cost of the course?
So manual key will be me.
No, the how much is
590. So if you okay, let me share my screen again.
sorry, maybe I missed it.
So the course, so it really depends. We have 2 main plans. Standard, this is what most people take, $5.99 a month. If you complete these 4 homeworks from the free course, the first month will be $2.99.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you complete 4 homeworks. So the video recordings are there on the platform. So basically you can watch it, you can have the slides, you can complete the homework, and then you get green box over here. What is that? Over here you get a green box. Then you complete JavaScript, you get a green box. You complete 4. If you do that in the next 2 weeks before the course starts, you get the discount for the first month. The rest 2 months will be $5.99. If you want 8 hours a month, just your tete-a-tete lessons with teacher, this is the price for that. So we have a special price for people who wants special lessons. So you can have 8 hours a month. You can split them in 30 minutes sessions, in 1 hour sessions, up to you. So just more individual work, tete-a-tete with the teacher. So this is the second plan. But most people take this only people who really want to have special sessions with the teacher, one-on-one, and just discuss more, work on the homework more, they take this. So it really depends. So basically, in order to join the course, if you completed the homeworks,
Mhm.
you will get the link in Slack. So in Slack, I will just send you a link to the discount, and you just pay for it. You already enroll in the course automatically. For those who don't complete the homeworks, you just use a regular price. You just click select, pay for the first month, and you already getting assigned to the course. So basically,
Gotcha.
to join the course, you just need to pay either using the discount link if you complete the homeworks, or just pay the full price and you automatically enroll in the course. That's how it works. Very simple.
Thank you.
No problem.
And how many people like we're expecting on our course, like approximately?
Usually from 10 to 20 people. It depends, because
Okay.
usually we get a lot of people at the last couple days. Last couple days, people are coming crazily, but our groups are small. So maybe the biggest group that we had like 20 people, but usually it's like 10, 15 people maximum.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you so much.
Okay, then yeah. Have a good night, guys. It's almost midnight for me. I will go and join my wife. I have to wake up at 4 o'clock, so it's like basically 4 more hours to sleep. And then we'll be flying back to California. So good luck to you, and good luck to me tomorrow.
Have a
Okay.
safe
Yeah.
flight
Thank you so much. Yeah.
and good
Thank you
night.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye.